Bitcoin is dumping right now off of a bearish tweet that we saw yesterday, which was actually posted during my live stream. And as we were already looking for shorts in the premium Discord, it is just crazy to see these tweets pop up at the perfect moment, right where we're looking for shorts. And we have now gotten an even bigger dump to the downside. But if you tuned into the live stream last night, you will know the exact signals I was looking at to see this downtrend continue. And here we are sitting at $103,751. So I wanted to jump on into the charts with you guys real quick, give you an update and my thoughts on where I think price is going next. We'll show the trade, the key levels. I'm going to give you guys all the sauce today so you too can make money trading Bitcoin, whether price goes up or down. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So guys, here we are on the Bitcoin chart, and obviously we have gotten a bit of a tumble to the downside here to the tune of about 5%. And if you guys tuned into the live stream last night, you will know that Bitcoin was in quite a pickle here, even on the higher time frames. Last night we had the daily green dot with the 90-minute money flow crossover. That helped us get this push to the upside, where we also had a long setup in the premium Discord. Now, I personally missed this position. I did not see all my confirmations. However, we did have a couple of them pop up, and we did get that move to the upside. But as I always say, missed moves are none of your business because there's always another opportunity on the chart. I missed the long, but we for sure caught that short at the top here. But you guys know we were kind of covering how Bitcoin was in a bit of a sticky situation on the higher time frames, because last week, you guys know we were looking at that macro 786 pulled from the all-time high all the way to the low here at about $100,350. And we have that 786. And when you're looking for lower highs and lower lows on price, guys, you are going to be looking between that golden pocket 786. We tried to get back above that yesterday, and then right on time, Trump drops that tweet and gets us that bearish news to dump us all the way back down to lower prices. Now, if you guys were watching the live stream last night, you guys will know that we were looking at this volume profile, and as price was pushing above our value area high, this was our area where we were going to be looking for shorts in the premium Discord with our invalidation right above that 786. And crazy enough, guys, price pushed directly into that 786 Fibonacci retracement, and it wound up absolutely taking a dump to the downside, breaking back into the value area high, bearishly retesting it. And this is where we were looking at the 15-minute money flow crossover with the 4-hour red dot in order to anticipate the continuation of that downtrend. And you can see the 15-minute money flow crossover right here. We get the low, the lower high, and just aggressive bearish market structure to the downside, getting that push. And once you lose that value area high, guys, where is that next target for price to likely go? It is going to be that point of control of the range. And like I said, this was a short setup in the premium Discord, guys. I am holding this position up about $3,673, almost $3,700. Not too bad for when price is going down. You can see almost shorted the tippy top there with the premium Discord. As we knew, if we were going to get that rejection, we were looking between the golden pocket and the 786. We understood once we got above that golden pocket, we were likely to see that 786. And then what do you know? We get that rejection directly from that key level, guys. And for what it's worth here, if we get stuck under this POC, we can be looking down towards the value area low, which is technically our next local level of support. And that is going to be sitting down here between the daily, the value area low, and our 786 Fibonacci retracement when pulled from the absolute low here all the way to the high. You guys can see we held that golden pocket on Thursday and started getting this consolidation before getting the push up yesterday. And now we have gotten above that value area high, rejected back in, and pushed down towards that POC. So very simply put, if we get that continuation down, guys, the next key support level locally is going to be 102,639 all the way down to 101,487. However, if you guys remember last week, we were looking at those higher time frames, understanding that when we look at our macro golden pocket retracement pulled from the all-time high all the way down to the low that we made here at about $100,350, we were looking for that weekly candle closure above that 786, because if we were able to get that, we may have been able to skirt on off into all-time highs. But if we got the rejection here and that weekly candle closure, it would be very likely that we could put in the lower high here, which would technically call for a break of the low here, or a breakish structure to the downside, cracking this low here, sitting here at about $100,350. Because when you're looking at that lower high coming in, you have a high, a low, a lower high. If we are going to put in that lower low, it is very likely going to call for that break of structure to the downside, where we have some support around that $100,000 psychological level with our anchored VWAP pulled from the bottom of the downtrend, which is going to be sitting between about $99,500 all the way up to $100,000 even. That is technically our next key level of support support, guys. However, if we're going to continue this larger downtrend, we talked about the importance of getting above that 786 in order to get all-time highs, not just the macro 786, but also that local 786 that we looked at within the local downtrend. And if we couldn't get above there, guys, the doorway to that lower low was still going to be open, and it still is. And we get to make a little bit of money even when price moves to the downside, guys. This is the beauty of trading. You do not have to have price pumping to make money in crypto if you know how to read the charts like the CandleMafia. But for right now, guys, I am just simply going to be treating this as a typical volume profile. If we lose that POC, I'll be looking down to the value area low. And then if we are unable to hold the 786 daily down here, leading down to about 101,487, guys, once you lose that 786, even a local higher low is going to be invalidated there by losing that 786. And if we cannot reclaim that value area low, we are going to be looking for that break of structure to the downside. Again, cracking this low here at about $100,355. Underneath that, guys, if we lose the 786, the next major level of support, like I just mentioned, is going to be the anchored VWAP all the way from the low here, which does come in at about $99,500. We also have a daily MPOC here, and then we also have a golden pocket sitting here as well, and the psychological level of $100,000. But just from a market structure perspective here, guys, really to escape that move to the downside, we really had to get above that 786, which was rejected absolutely perfectly. So for right now, we could find local support on that value area low, but if we start breaking down below there, guys, we could be headed towards that psychological $100,000 level. And last but not least, guys, some other bearish signs that we're seeing here pop up on the chart. We have a fresh daily red dot printing right here, as well as a 90-minute money flow crossover happening once again, which oftentimes does call for the continuation to the downside. It did it here on the 90-minute money flow crossover and does it about 80% of the time. We'll see that play out, and we are starting to get that 90-minute money flow crossover once again. So can we get bounces locally? Absolutely. Nothing goes down in a straight line or up in a straight line forever, but for now, with this money flow in the red, maybe we get the green dot for a short-term bounce, but with that money flow crossing over into the red, if we're not able to really start getting out of here, we might be able to continue that overall downtrend. Unfortunately, with the rejection at that 786, keeping the doorway open to coming down and cracking this low. And to add a little bit of insult to injury here, finally, we have that weekly red dot printing, which is also going to be a high time frame bearish confirmation with our higher highs on our price action and our lower highs on our momentum waves. And last night on the live stream, guys, we were 100% at decision time. We had new all-time highs or 97K on that thumbnail because that was literally the doorway we were tapping on. And unfortunately, we got the rejection. It's not all over just yet, but it is looking with that weekly red dot and some of the bearish signs that we're seeing on Market Cypher beyond the daily with the rejection from those 786s that we could potentially see this downtrend continue. This does not scare me for a massive bear market. Obviously, black swans and news can change this. However, as of right now, my plan remains exactly the same. We were unable to break above the 786, so we just have to anticipate that continuation down until proven otherwise. And obviously, we're going to be making money along the way here, regardless of if Bitcoin pumps. So there are definitely things here pointing towards that continuation down, guys. And I would say, again, this is not bear market territory for me. Obviously, Bitcoin is still at $104,000. So if we do continue down, we have a bunch of support underneath us. It might just take a little bit longer, and it might be a bit of a bumpier ride before we finally see those all-time highs. We'll have to see what this weekly red dot gives us and that bearish divergence as well. So for now, watch that local value area low daily sitting down there between 102,357 and 101.5. Once we start losing that, guys, again, we will be looking for bounces here. However, if we do not get those confirmations, the higher time frames may be calling for that continued tumble to the downside. But now we got the short from the top, so we can start taking some hedge longs here if we hit support. But I just wanted to keep you guys updated here as we are seeing exactly what we looked at on the live stream play out. It is also just insane to me that every time we get some kind of crazy bearish news, we are already looking for shorts in the premium Discord before that news comes out. And then finally, we get that to play out a little bit. We get the bearish tweet, and then all of a sudden you get accepted back into your value area. Show us the charts, and we will just fill in that news event every single time. So with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for today's quick market update. I'm going to go much more in detail on this price action tonight on my live stream, so I'll see you guys there at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to anybody who took those shorts in the premium. Don't forget to pay yourselves and take profit along the way, and we'll just see how low Bitcoin can go here. But now you guys have all the key levels and my overall context of what I'm looking for the overall continuation. Weekly red dot, yikes, weekly bearish divergence. We'll have to see how it plays out. Unless we really just skirt to the upside here, it does look like we could get that continuation. But as soon as things change, guys, I'll keep you updated here on these market updates and on the live stream at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Candles out.
at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide.